Is my husband gay? My husband and I did not have sex at all before marriage. We both are born again Christians. After our wedding, I realized we had sex just 2 times. And those 2 times I had to literally beg him for it. Who runs from sex, please? I'm a size 10. I'm curvy and beautiful. Who runs from sex, for crying out loud? So most of the time they just end up with women who they quote unquote deceive to marry them, knowing fully well who they are. So they use marriage now as a cover up to cover the quote unquote shame of their homosexuality. Hi guys, welcome back to Truth and Thoughts. Today we are going to be reading some stories from the Instagram page joroolumofin. If you've not yet subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like this video, and let's get right into it. The videos of today fall under the category of suspicious partners. You know those partners that are acting a bit fishy, a bit sus, you know? Yes, that's what we're going to be doing today. Without further ado, let's just start with the first story. The first one says, is my husband gay? Please advise me. My husband and I did not have sex at all before marriage. We both are born again Christians. After our wedding, I realized we had sex just 2 times. Is that normal? And those 2 times I had to literally beg him for it. I initiated both times. I would like it if we had sex about 9 times a week, or 10, or even 12. But when I talk to him, he says he's busy or I should leave him, he's tired. Every time we have sex, I must be the one to make the first move. I'm beginning to think he is gay. There was a day he ran from the house because I asked him for sex. Who runs from sex, please? I'm a size 10. I'm curvy and beautiful. Who runs from sex, for crying out loud? I tested him for 3 months. He didn't even look my way. I look beautiful. Men ask me out and even ask to pay my bills. Please advise me. What do I do? Yo, guys. You know, we hear about this thing all the time when men who are not heterosexual go ahead to marry women just for the sake of being married, and then they end up actually frustrating those women because the women now realize that, okay, look at me, I'm in this marriage now and I am ex deprived. You know, in African communities especially, homosexuality is something that is very much frowned upon. It's not something that you'd be very proud to come out and say, okay, yes, I'm gay. You tell your parents, yeah, I'm gay, I'll probably be with a man. And you know, when you tell an African parent that, what they hear is you're cursed, their lineage has been destroyed, you're a waste. You know, it's not very easy for men to come out and say, okay, this is who I am, and I will come out my full chest and say this is who I am. So most of the time they just end up with women who they quote unquote deceive to marry them, knowing fully well who they are. Do you understand? So they use marriage now as a cover up to cover the quote unquote shame of their homosexuality, because they don't have the courage to come out and say this is who I am. And this is so sad. These are stories that we hear all the time. I had a personal experience of someone that I knew who actually got married to a gay guy. She caught the guy red-handed at some point and they had 3 kids together. So he was just using their marriage as a cover-up to just cover the fact that he's gay, and he just never had the courage to come out to everybody and say, okay, this is it. And even then she caught them, and even then they did not divorce. They kind of, people think they're married but they're not. You know what I mean? So that is how serious it is. That's how scared these people are to actually come out and say, okay, look, this is who I am. So for this guy, I think he could be just because we hear these things happen all the time. We hear these things. It could be that this guy is actually gay, because who, for Christ's sake, which man in his right senses will run away from sex? Excuse me, if you're a man who runs away from sex, please let us know. A heterosexual man that will run away from sex. Are you kidding me? If you're a heterosexual man that will run away from sex, please let us know in the comment section. I would really say that you're a rare breed. Sex with your wife. And most of the tactics that most of these people use is, oh, we're born again Christians, let us not have sex out of marriage, blah blah blah. All that is just a cover-up because they know that they are not even going to be able to do it. So they deceive these women into marriage, and then when they get into the marriage, crickets. There's no bed, the bed is not shaking. So the woman starts asking herself questions like, what is wrong with me? Like, what's going on? But these men know, they know. That's why they deceive them into saying, oh, we'll do courtship, Christian dating. That most of the time, that's just a cover-up. And mind you, I'm not against Christian dating. If anything, I am for Christian dating, okay? But the thing is, these men use it as a cover-up to cover the fact that they're not even interested in heterosexual sex. Do you understand? So for this woman, I think that this her husband, he could be. Anyway, let's go to the comments. So the poll said, is Poster's husband gay? Let's see what people voted. 58% of the people voted no, and 42% voted yes. Well, this one said 9 times a week as per what? I mean, people are different. People are different. But the fact that she mentioned that they've had it only twice since she got married, and every time she's the one who initiates. So, guys, how is that normal? Sexual compatibility and intimacy before making a lifelong commitment is very important. It's essential to have an open, honest communication with your partner about your desires, concern, and expectation regarding intimacy in your relationship. Your religious belief is what has put you into this big mess now. Not interested in sex doesn't equate to being gay. There are people like that. Sorry, you should have tested before buying. I don't agree that you should test before buying. I personally believe that it's better to wait until you get married, which is the ultimate commitment, before you have sex with anybody. That's what I believe, okay? So I think that you don't necessarily have to test before buying. You can have, it's just like getting to know somebody. Sex should not be a topic that is shunned in dating. I feel like it can be talked about in dating, like open, like what she said, right? Open conversations. I don't think that her religious beliefs got her here. I think that lack of communication in the dating stage and lack of discernment got her here. That's what I think. And another thing too is maybe he just has low libido. Maybe his sexual drive is just very low, because I know that can come from low testosterone. It can come from stress, depression, and stuff like that. But those are things that can be worked on. Is he willing to work on this issue? Because it's clearly a problem. This one said, things that should be discussed from inception. Since you guys chose celibacy, now you're over here having weird thoughts. Until not everyone is actually active. Let's say from a scale of 1 to 10, your husband is probably 2 and you are 9. Because how can you want sex 9 times a week? If you have this high X drive, how were you even celibate? If you can't cope, get toys. Why would I be married and have toys? Like, I don't get it. This one said, it's not just about physical appearance or body shape. Personal hygiene is crucial too. I knew that someone would bring this up. I knew it. He went on to say, some women may unknowingly have issues like body odor, bad breath, or poor genital hygiene, which can be a major turn-off to men. This might be a factor in situations like this, and it's essential to consider it. Not every case like this means the man is gay. Sometimes it's simply a matter of personal hygiene. But if it's a matter of personal hygiene, they're literally married. Why can this man not open his mouth and say something? This is why they always say that communication is very important, because 90% of problems can be solved by somebody just saying, look, this, and then you work on it, fix it, and that's it. You keep it moving. Another one said, make una leave the woman abeg 9 times in a week. When some people they find 9 times in 2 days, everybody get waiting, they do them. Oh my god. This one said, he has the properties of a gay person, but he might not be. If you say you're attractive, is he attracted to you? How was he before you guys got married? How is he with his male friends? Start to try and notice how he behaves around other guys. Look for videos he watches. Look for movies he watches. Try to know what interests him. You may find your answers in all this. But there's one question that I want to throw out to you guys here. If someone, there's something that actually pondered because of what a child in my family confessed to me once about Porn, corn, if you know what I mean. I'll write it on the screen if you're just listening. Corn addiction. And this kid told me the kind of corn he watches, right? And it kind of shook me, even though I didn't show it when the kid was telling me. I didn't show it, but it shook me because the kid is, to me, it's a normal kid, teenage kid, and he was watching trans corn. So in my mind, I was like, why? Is it that you've gone very deep down the rabbit hole that you're not looking for extremes? Or is there a problem? So that's what I'm kind of wondering, that from the corn that somebody watches, can you tell some certain things like their sexuality and all of that? Is that possible? If you know the answer to this, please just leave in the description box, because I've also been trying to read about it so that I can help this kid out. So this one said, despite how sweet X is, not everyone likes X. Forget about libido or no libido. Some people can't do without X. Don't go suspecting the man when he might be innocent and scatter your marriage. Only try and find out if there are other things he likes other than regular X. People like a lot of weird things, but society and our pretending nature makes the people hide their preferences. Yo, okay. This one said, the part that he ran on certain occasions is what I'm not understanding. Exactly. Why was he running? Ah, oh my God. Now this kind matter, they make people cheat. The lady they talk out of pain. Wait till she don't hold body for so long. Now she they suffer am. Even though you don't want to have X, do other things. I think she should be asking if he's gay in passing and see his reaction. How do you ask somebody that kind of question in passing? Like, babe, are you gay? How would you possibly say that in passing? Like, how? Oh my goodness. This one said, it's funny how insatiable women could be without being sentimental. And if we put our thinking compass on the right position, why is it that women are so demanding and complain about everything? When a guy has long private part, they will complain that it will shift their womb. When the private part is big, it's oversized. When it's small, they want enlargement. You hardly see a man who comes out to knock about how saggy or giant his woman's boobs are. Stop complaining. If you can't cope with him, get a divorce. Marriage isn't a do or unalive affair. After all, the first man and woman were not born through sex. A born again that wants to have sex 10 times a week is a biblical olosho, aka a biblical ex-worker. If you are busy, X won't be your priority. No. I disagree. I think that in marriage, you can have it as much as you and your partner want, okay? So these ones need to come to an agreement to say, okay, what's going on here? Can we come to at least it's clear that their libidos are not the same level, but they can come to a compromise and say, okay, look, we can do this and this and this. So let's work with this, let's do this number of times and all of that. They can compromise and get this thing moving. Oh my God. I don't like it when people try to shame like Christian people for wanting XEX. You are literally in a marriage. What else is keeping you from having XEX? Hello? As far as you're in a marriage, you're free to do whatever it is that you and your partner agree to do. There's no constraints. You are literally married. What? Oh my God. And this thing really pisses me off when people do this. This one says, ladies, as you are praying for a man, please put husband mano, because there is wife man now. Word is finally coming to an end. God will help us. What does wife man mean? Yo. Okay, let's take the last comment, which says, you already said he is born again, so that tells you his orientation of sex is definitely different. Please don't cheat. Remember, you're also born again. I suggest you go for couples counseling. All the best. I don't know why people associate, most of the time when people think about born again, right, they associate it with, exless marriages, boring lives, bland looks, and everything just boring in general, uneventful, no fun, just bland. And that is so far from the truth. That is so far from the truth. The fact that you're born again does not mean that you cannot have a nice and spicy marriage. It's your marriage. You're literally married. God said you should have sex in marriage. You're literally married. So there's nothing holding you back from having great sex inside your marriage, okay? So people should just stop it. Anyway, let's go to the next story. You guys should let me know what you thought about this one in the comment section, and we'll move to the next story. The next story says, my husband deceived me into marriage. Hello Joro, I have been your follower for a long time. So I got married early this year. I've known my husband for about 10 years of my life. Never dated. Back in the day, anytime I asked him what he does for a living, he told me he does Yahoo. Yahoo means fraud, like a fraudster, a scammer. And I wasn't interested in a Yahoo man, so I paid him no attention. Well, I wanted to start a family with a legit, hardworking man. I'm not lazy either. Until late last year, we got talking again and he told me he got a caregiver's job in the UK. He said he was going to travel any moment from then, but he needed to settle down first, aka get married. I too applied for a visit visa to the US, so I finally considered him. We rushed into marriage, and shortly after, I got pregnant, knowing that he was going to leave for the care job in the UK. Later on, I realized that the UK job and travel were nothing but a lie and scam. The more I asked questions, the more lies I uncovered and the more confused I got. Oh my God. So in a nutshell, he is still jobless and I'm stuck with a jobless man with pregnancy. He just applied for a visiting visa to Canada, saying he will convert into a working visa when he gets there. I feel scammed, deceived, and my life has been deliberately destroyed. Oh my God. Guys, this one, eh? Look, I think that, right? That's why there is a phase called dating. These people seem like they're just talking on and off, right? They never really dated. They just, I'm in this country or in that country. We talk on and off, and then we just feel like, I've known him for 10 years, so I can just jump into marriage. That is why dating is so important. Like, I cannot overemphasize the importance of dating. Just take time, slow down, take time to get to know somebody. I know that especially as women with our biological clocks, it's very difficult to tell yourself that, let me slow down. Maybe she was already running out of time. She's like, oh my God, I'm approaching that 35. I need to have my child, this and this and this. That's totally understandable. But it is better to wait, be patient, and see, like, let things uncover themselves, than to go ahead, rush into marriage, and then find yourself in a situation where, oh my God, I'm with this liar, this deceiver. Upon that, I am pregnant. Oh my goodness. Oh, what could be worse than that? Oh my gosh, I feel so bad for her. I feel so bad for her right now, because now they'll be attached for life. When you have a child with somebody, that's for life. You guys are bonded. Don't even try to get married anymore. You are bonded for life. That's it. This one said, you are not serious. Someone that already told you he was doing Yahoo from the beginning. You went ahead to marry him. This one said, you deserve each other. This one said, so you got married just because he said he was going to travel out. This other comment said, she wants a guy with a legit job. When the Yahoo guy sensed it, he changed direction and scammed her. May God give us discerning spirits. Exactly. I'm not saying that some people who do Yahoo job cannot change, but it will take a lot to convince, it should take a lot to convince you that someone that was doing that kind of job just all of a sudden changed. Like, I really need to see concrete proof that you have now changed, because someone that is a scammer, those people have a certain kind of mindset, and I would not trust anything that they say. Do you understand what I'm saying? They're not very credible people. So the fact that he just changed and said, okay, now I'm no longer do Yahoo and now have a legit job, she should have seen that as a red flag. This one said, you realize waiting. You rushed into it. If you weren't desperate, you would have calmed down and looked into it first. You rush, open leg, carry belly, come here, they shout, scam, scam. Why didn't you ask questions? Why didn't you ask for proof? They play, ne. Oh my God, it's just so sad. This one said, people in the comments are so mean. Give people grace. We are all humans and will make mistakes. She obviously made a mistake because she wanted to get married. Instead of helping her, you all are saying mean things like, you people are better. Imagine if this is how God replied when you asked for help. I know. I really understand, because sometimes the pressure, you're like, oh my God, my biological clock is ticking. I know in Africa, freezing eggs is not really a thing yet, and if at all, it's very expensive. So most people just count on the natural ways. They're like, okay, this is me, my age is going, I need to start having my kids, I need to start having my family, I need to get married. And also the pressure. Once you start getting to mid-20s, late 20s, oh my God, the pressure. They don't need to. Nobody. Look, you will just start feeling it. So I can really empathize with her. But then again, you have to put in your mind that it is better to end up alone, single for the rest of your life, than to end up in a bad marriage. The worst of it is the bad marriage with kids, which means that you're attached to this person till the day you die, or to that kid, God forbid, separates you guys. There's nothing, you're not going anywhere. You know, it is better when you think of it logically. You will realize that it is better to be alone till the day you die. Find a way to enjoy your life than to be in a bad situation that will mess you up. Because this girl now, she's messed up, and I'm sure he will go back to that Yahoo job. Because this one said, a marriage founded on deception is a valid reason for divorce. But remember that divorce should not be the first option. Talk to your partner and express your feelings. The guy deceived her. This one said, I bet you it's either the Yahoo was not really fetching him enough money, because from what you posted, it shows that you are only desperate to get married to a man who can provide your needs as a wife, not because he's doing Yahoo. Oh my God. This one said, it is well with you. This can only happen when you are desperate to get married. I bet you like flashy things. Imagine because he said he was traveling, you agreed to marry him. Oh, I think she was just desperate. I don't think it's about the traveling. I think that she was just desperate, and she wanted to get married fast. I'm sure at the time that was the person that was available to her. You know, he was probably the person that was showing signs that he's ready to get married. So she just went for him. This one said, but you should blame yourself too. How can you just get married because he told you he got a care job in the UK? Like you don't even know anything about who you called a husband. Is marriage a joke to you? I'm beyond amazed. Oh, it's desperation. You know when you're desperate, it just blinds your thinking. You don't think straight. Another one said, someone told you sincerely from the onset that his job is Yahoo, and you paid him no attention. Then got interested later because he told you he had a caregiver's job. Yahoo man, they ever stop a work? Bele, my sis. I'm telling you, those people are liars. First of all, I think that to do that kind of job, you have to be a very good liar. So I will not be in a hurry to believe something that a Yahoo man tells me, because you have to prove it and test. You prove and test. Not only prove and test. Because those people. This one said, now you shoot yourself in the leg. You don't see UK. You want rush. He told you he is doing Yahoo, and you think any Yahoo person will drop Yahoo work. Now only you do yourself. Oh, this is sad. This one said, you know what you were doing, auntie, but since you are in it now, just pray that this Canada stuff works out so that you can get your life on track. But I question the guy's character. That's the problem. It's not even about the job alone. It's the job that he does is kind of a reflection on his character. I really think that this marriage will not end well. This one said, oh Mo, I am so sorry, hoping he gets a job, but are you ready to do the long haul with a man with zero integrity? Talk to him and consider all the options before you do life with someone you don't trust, and that may not have documents or qualifications to work in Canada when you eventually travel out. Thank you. It's a matter of integrity. It's almost like it's a coincidence every time on this channel. When I say something, then I just look into the comment section and I see the exact same thing. I see somebody buttressing my point. Oh my God, it's so cool. This one said, it's deceit, my darling. Men tend to trivialize deceit. Have your baby and make sure you get away from him. Exactly. I don't think she should be with this man. You know, this man does not have integrity at all. My dear, tell him not to use the route of turning visiting visa to working visa. That thing has a lot of hidden rules and clauses. Even after paying the work cost fee, you won't be able to do a lot of jobs. He will end up getting more frustrated. So advise him to use another means to travel. Oh my God, this is so sad. This one said, you didn't wait to get to know him properly, like 2 to 3 months, to see if he legitimately had a job or not, or even some savings. You didn't know him and you just went ahead to marry him. I'm sure she has beaten herself enough. Oh my gosh. This one said both of you are a scam, but you can still work it out if you really want. It's too early for negativity. Put your mind together, pray and begin to see divine pray and begin to see divine power turn it around. Oh my god. Let's take the second to the last comment, which says, if you can, don't have that baby at all, so you don't have any of his baggage tied to you. Next time, before you make a life-changing decision like marriage, move smart and ask a lot of questions. Make sure you are very sure first before you get into it. So the last comment says, Madam, your greed got you into this mess. You knew him to be a fraudster, but when he mentioned yokai visa and caregiver job, you threw your moral compass away. You got yourself into this mess. The only advice I can give is maybe you should apply for the work visa and move. That is if you are still interested, Cha. But the truth is, he didn't even scam you. Your greed got you to marry him. Well, I don't exactly agree. I think it was desperation. She looked around. She was desperate. She was not living her life. She was not living in her purpose. She was not doing what she was supposed to be doing. So she got desperate. She looked around, and the only person that she probably saw that was serious, that okay, if you want to get married tomorrow, this person is ready to get married, was this fraudster guy. So she went ahead out of desperation to marry this guy. And in her mind, she pushed back the fact that she knows clearly that this guy is a fraudster. I think that was her mistake. Well, what would you guys advise this woman to do? Should she go ahead with this guy? Do you think they can fix things, or is this a lost cause and she should just forget it and move on with her life, raise her child, or probably not have the child? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section. So guys, we have finally come to the end of this video. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.